Hey guys, I am Beltran. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today's video subject matter is what the hell is the movement? Since stepping into the political commentary realm, I have noticed that what I have stepped into is a very confusing it's a very confusing world. Many who utilize the title conservative, right-wing, right-leaning, or are somehow associated with this side are not all they claim to be. Part of choosing to associate with a side is the knowledge of the foundation that helps you know you are on the right side. In my case, I believed that the right-wing side was godlier, morally more correct, and obviously factually more correct. But whilst I still believe that the right is in fact far closer to perhaps a biblical foundation to the left, there are some things that are difficult to reconcile. There are some things that are difficult to deal with. Now, I know I'm not perfect. God knows I sin and I make mistakes. I'm referring to those who are a broken record and state one thing but don't in fact practice what they preach. It's pretty disheartening. Whether it be the belief that gender roles should be enacted and marriage is worth valuing, yet exercising sexual promiscuity and preaching another thing. Whether it be the blatant racism that permeates in chat rooms and online forums, the disrespect that is shown to people of color and the people who are merely trying to bring them good quality content. Whether it be the belief that one should not rely on drugs, yet don't live it. Whether it be the belief that when in doubt, blame the Jews. Whether it be what occurs behind the scenes of the movement. There are many factors that confuse me regarding the movement. What the hell is the movement? Are we waiting for some great messiah to take us to some anarchy to, overtake the Australian government? Where are you? What are we doing? When is that happening? Do you know what I mean? What are you actually doing? I go to rallies. I befriend politicians and speakers and different people who I can connect with and network with and organize things. I go to church. I pray about these things. I go to rallies. I blog about these things. I'm a body in the mess of things. I'm also here online trying to connect and communicate with people about these things. There is so much confusion that exists in this left-wing, right-wing world. I've already stated many times before that I no longer classify myself the identity of conservative. Now, I do lean that way in the reality of the spectrum that exists. In the reality of the political compass that we currently have, I tend to lean right. That's just how it landed for me. It's just what made sense. Nothing on the left really makes a lot of sense to me. This is just a reality. But at the same time, I don't know where my place is. I can't represent nationalists when I am someone who is told by many nationalists that you don't belong here, we need to deport you. Now, I've spoken to many well-known nationalists who say, well, you can still be a nationalist, of course you can. You can represent, the ethno-nationalist, preserve of the race and all that kind of stuff. Doesn't bother me to talk about it, but I'm not going to blame I'm just not going to do that. I am more red-pilled than people even give me credit for. Oftentimes people say, oh, she doesn't know what she's talking about because she believes this and she believes that. Well, maybe I believe what you're saying far more than what I used to 3 years ago. Nothing ever really seems to be enough, and I try my best to be impartial. I interview transgendered people, I interview gay people, I interview drag queens, I've interviewed editor-in-chief of magazines that people on my side didn't approve of. I really have interviewed quite the spectrum, but then when the people on your side start reacting to these interviews as if you're not allowed to interview these people because you're normalizing something? Or is this my channel? Am I allowed to sort of dig and find some sort of perspective? You are free to comment on my live chats and on my videos. I have a moderator for a reason, because I don't like to be disrespected, and I don't like the unnecessary insults which many of you like to fly at me and then never apologize and then just sort of come back to normal. You call me fraud, or you say that I'm blocking you and so I'm a hypocrite. You will be blocked, and it's my property, it's my backyard, and I will be the dictator of my own domain. I don't want to be disrespected, and I don't want anyone being unnecessarily nasty towards any particular group of people. So yes, there is a bit of blocking happening, not usually by me, by my moderators, but I'll give it a whirl as well. When is it good enough? When is it good enough? Now, I'm not sitting here saying that I think about it every night. Oh no, the people on my side are judging me, this and this. It's not that way, but it's certainly worth noting how people react to certain people that I've interviewed, how certain people react to the fact that I make a video and somehow all of a sudden I've invented a new term, or I've gone against the grain for using a term others have used. It is confusing. I don't know what this movement is, and I don't understand the constant anger on our side. I'm not that angry. I'm angry about 9-month abortions. I'm angry about human life. I'm not angry about the use of a term, and if it bothered me, I'd say, oh hey, I don't like the use of that term. That there's no need to come across as so bitter and angry and salty. So here on out, I would like to let everyone know that I am merely representing myself, and if it happens to coincide with the morals that I uphold as a Christian, well then so be it. You won't see me at a leftist event unless I'm like documenting it, which I've done in the past. I will probably most likely keep up appearances at conservative Christian right-wing events because that's where I happen to lean. But from here on out, I represent myself. All I can do is hope that the people who do exist on the right, or the conservative right, or however you want to word it, that they are truly representing a real truth without any hypocrisy attached to it. I admit my mistakes. If you watch me live, you'll know that I've done and said things that is not particularly good and not particularly Christian, but I don't sit here telling everyone that I am so good. I don't sit here claiming to be those things that I've done in the past that I don't do now. And so I just want everyone to know, what the hell is the movement? What is it? If you can leave respectfully the comments below, I would really appreciate that. I've made plenty of mistakes, but I think people like to know that you are flawed because it is endearing. And when you try and get people to interview on your channel, it's easier to just represent yourself and to network and to find people who have similar beliefs and ideas to you. Whether you be part of the right that happens to be pro-Israel, or part of the right that happens to be not. Do you know what I mean? I literally am somewhere in the middle there, and it doesn't seem to register with people that I'm okay there. I don't have to pick a side there because I'm not as informed as the rest of you. I actually am informed on many, many subjects, but there's too many to look into to be completely immersed in it. And there are far more things that concern me right now than choosing sides. It's not enough that I chose right, now I have to choose where on the right. No, I'm not going to do that. I represent myself. I am your sister in Christ if you happen to be a Christian. I want to answer to my conscience, and I can do that. I can do that if I'm not constantly thinking about, if I'm doing everything right according to my reputation. I think that makes sense. Do you agree? Let me know what you think. I'm not angry. I'm simply stating my new position. I hope you all agree with it or accept it or understand the position in which that foundation was set. Anyway, if you like this video, make sure you subscribe. All my social media links are in the description box below. And remember to subscribe to my Telegram and to Rational Rise TV.